And welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you, and I'm very pleased to have Reverend Mark Thompson on the line with us, civil rights activist, host of Make It Plain with Mark Thompson on Sirius XM Progress from 6 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday Eastern Time, over on Facebook.com/MakeItPlain and to Twitter at Make It Plain. Hey, Mark, it's been a long time. How are you?
Fine, man. It's been far too long time. I'm good. How are you, my friend? Appreciate all the work you continue to do, man.
Thank you. I'm fine. You're in Ferguson, Missouri right now?
Yes, I am right here at the scene of the newly alleged crime today. We're just learning the police are putting out video suggesting that Mike Brown robbed this establishment called the Quick Trip prior to his altercation with Officer Darren Williams. We just got the name today of the officer, but they've released this video alleging it to be Mike Brown. People here are very upset because they don't think it looks like Mike Brown at all, and they believe the police are trying to spin this and propagandize that Mike Brown was a criminal suspect, and that's why he engaged the police officer. So there's still a lot of passion here. The good news is that the militarized police activity seems to have ceased, at least for the past 24 hours. I was here last night, and there was no such thing going on. So the police are making nice right now, but people, it's still not doing enough. It doesn't make the issue go away, and that is Mike Brown's unnecessary extrajudicial execution. That has not gone away, and now it is people are even more upset, Tom, about the fact that the police are trying to allege that Mike was committing a crime just before he engaged the officer who killed him.
Right, and you know, I've got CNN on the TV here, and they've been playing that video, you know, kind of nonstop, and boy, Fox News has got their talking points, but I don't know when Mark did. When did even if it was Mike Brown, when did robbery become a capital offense where you kill people for it?
Right. Well, listen, man. Let's go back even further. I mean, when have you ever heard of someone being tried, convicted, sentenced, and executed on the street without first even being apprehended, huh?
Right.
I mean, he wasn't even apprehended or arrested.
Right.
Before you even get to being a capital offense, I mean, this officer did not get out of the car to question him. He didn't, try to use probable cause to say, hey, we consider you to be a suspect. None of that happened. He pulled up down and said, hey, I guess what they're going to try to tell us, which really I think makes their case look even worse. So what are we supposed to believe? He just pulled up in the car. Hey, you look like this suspect. And boom, you're dead. I mean, it's I don't see how that really helps their case at all.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of he was a black guy, you're a black guy. Aha! That's it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's called profiling.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's a profiling and an execution. A one-stop shop. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And so, it has yet to be proven that was Mike Brown. I'm telling you something else too, Tom. I mean, you're a sharp guy. Let's just walk through this for a minute. The premier witness who we've seen on TV, very eloquent, very articulate, Dorian Johnson, who was with Mike. I'm sure you've seen him. Your audience has seen him. We've all seen him. Okay. Dorian on yesterday, when we spoke with his attorney, Freeman Boswell, who's actually the former mayor of St. Louis, took him to be interviewed by federal authorities. At the conclusion of that interview, and he said they challenged him, they questioned him vigorously. At the conclusion of that interview, Dorian Johnson was put into protection and is now a federal witness. Tom, you really think the federal government will go out on a limb like that for a witness that they had any reason to believe that was involved in the commission of a robbery with Mike Brown? Because that's what the police allege. Not only did Mike Brown rob this joint, but that Dorian Johnson did it with him.
But sometimes the police will overlook a smaller crime for a larger crime, and if the larger crime is murder, and that's what they're holding him as a witness for, they would easily overlook robbery. But even at that, when did robbery become a capital offense? Did you know, Mark, about what happened back in 2009 in Ferguson? The police department charged a guy. It was an African-American guy who was 52 years old. Henry Davis was his name. And they arrested him because there was an outstanding warrant for a guy named Henry Davis. It wasn't him. It was a different Henry Davis, different Social Security number, different middle name. They arrested this guy in the pre-dawn hours, as they are wont to do, beat the crap out of him, and then charged him with the crime of bleeding on their uniforms.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And again, we weren't here, so those types of things go unanswered and don't get the attention that they deserve, as are many other cases. There have been other police killings in this community in Ferguson and in St. Louis. Yeah,
the other issue that seems to me nobody is bringing up is the fact that you can attribute this to what you want. I attribute it to 32 years of Reaganomics and insane trade policies, but whatever. Layered on top of 400 years of insane racism in this country that continues to this day. But the fact of the matter is that unemployment in the African American community and among young people is off the charts. I mean, the economy sucks. The anti-poverty programs that LBJ had put into place were dismantled in the 90s and in the 2000s. We got some serious problems in this country, and sometimes those structural problems pop out as personal problems. And why is nobody talking about this larger issue about what I've said it. Your thoughts on this, Reverend?
Yeah. Well, look, our colleagues in the MSM have a slogan. You know it well. If it bleeds, it leads.
Right.
And so there's not going to be a lot of coverage of those socioeconomic issues that you're describing that really lead to a lot of these things, a lot of these problems. Why are so many black men just standing outside, walking in the street? Well, because they don't have jobs. But that doesn't mean they're criminals. That doesn't mean that they are committing crimes. It just means they are unemployed. That's the real crime, that they're unemployed. And then, of course, the other crime, too, there's been a strong effort to stereotype this community and the black community in general as criminal, deviant, and violent, and riotous. This community is peaceful. I'm here right now. People are demonstrating in a nonviolent fashion. The real rioters in Ferguson are the police themselves. The officer who killed Mike Brown and the police actions up until Wednesday night have been rioters, not what the community has been doing. And people have forgotten, police riot too. Doesn't matter what group it is. A riot is a riot is a riot. And that's the way the police have been behaving. We can go back and Tom, I know you're a student of history. You go back and look at the era of lynchings in this country, and there was one year that was worse than any other, 1919, the Red Summer. If you research that, you'll find that, whites rioted, white mobs rioted, and the police helped them and rioted along with them. Looking at what's happened here in Ferguson, what's happened in L.A., what happened to Eric Garner in New York, what happened to the young lady or at the hands of the California Highway Patrolman. And now we're just learning a story that's coming out. I don't know if you've seen this, but another unarmed African-American male was killed in New Orleans this week, and they've been trying to keep that under wraps. When you look at these cumulative incidents, it feels like we've gone back to the Red Summer of 1919, but since it's the police and we're up to date, we may as well call this the Blue Summer of 2014.
Very well said. Very well said. Reverend Mark Thompson, civil rights activist, host of Make It Plain with Mark Thompson on Sirius XM Progress, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 p.m., Facebook.com/Make It Plain. Mark, it is great talking to you again, my friend. Thank you so much for the report.
Listen, brother, love you, miss you. We got to keep close to that. Okay?
Back at you. We'll talk soon.
All right, man. Take care.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
We'll be back with your calls on Anything Goes Friday.